Build your own lightsaber, you shall. But first, harvest your crystal. Each one of you must.
See? I told you. No, I told you. No, I told you.
The heart of the lightsaber, the crystal is. Focuses the Force from the Jedi, it does.
Thanks for checking out Star Wars District. If you have a second, please hit the like and subscribe button to help me grow my channel. Now, we've all seen and know the sleek, adaptive, powerful lightsaber. Unlike conventional weapons such as blasters, the lightsaber is constructed with the various combat forms, philosophies, styles, species, and personality in mind of the wielder. It can accommodate a wide range of situations and preferences. Whether Jedi or Sith, great care is taken with the construction of lightsabers. They are typically composed of rare and powerful materials, such as Kyber crystals and durasteel. The creation of a lightsaber is considered a time-honored rite of passage. Users of the Force have been making lightsabers for countless generations. In my opinion, the lightsaber has become rather one-dimensional with respect to power and creativity. So before we can fix this, we have to review some lightsaber history. Going back to planet Tython, which is considered the original Jedi home planet, the Jedi of that era used Force-imbued blades. These were typically just metals and materials like carbon or durasteel that they would channel the Force through. The ancient Jedi would forge the metal into a blade, and using the Force, they would alter the molecular bonds of the metal to increase the sword's durability and sharpness. Once a blade was formed, a crystal was placed on the hilt of the weapon. The wielder would then meditate on the crystal and metal until it was fused together and glowed. It was not a simple process, but for roughly 10,000 or so years, this was the weapon the Jedi used. The next advancement in lightsabers was known as the Force Saber. It has a dark side origin as it was created by the Rakatan Empire. This ancient race of conquerors used the dark side of the Force to create advanced technology. The Force Saber channeled dark side energy through synthetic crystals. It had advantages over the Force blades, but the common belief was the Jedi became more prone to falling to the dark side with each use of the Force Saber. It is also believed that the use of Force Sabers is one of the primary reasons for the Great Divide or Jedi War even beginning. I guess you could say, the first clash of light versus dark was over toys. Now, around 15 to 16,000 BBY, before the Battle of Yavin, Jedi scientists were able to manipulate energy beams in a way that allowed the creation of Proto Sabers. These sabers relied on a battery pack to provide power to create a focused beam or blade. The Proto Sabers were the first generation of modern lightsabers, but they were not very practical energy output and consumption-wise. They also limit and restrict mobility in combat situations. Over time, and due to many battles fought against each other, the Jedi and Sith both would advance the Proto Sabers' power and design issues to the stage of what would be considered the modern lightsaber. And for roughly 5,000 or so years, the advancement of lightsabers just stopped. The Jedi did not have anyone to fight over toys with, and then all crystals used in the formation of lightsabers came from the planet Elam. This caused the potential strengths, diversity, and colors of lightsaber blades to remain stagnant. Later on, the Jedi Purge, Order 66, and the rise of the Empire made the lightsaber itself practically non-existent. In order to further advance lightsabers, we have to understand a bit about crystals. Crystals are formed through the process of crystallization, or when a liquid cools and solidifies. Keeping the science as simple as possible, as the liquid begins to form a solid, the forces of attraction between the particles guide them into a lattice structure. The angles at which atoms or molecules are bonded and the distance between the bonds help determine the geometric shapes and characteristic of specific crystals. It is important to understand that the crystal lattice can take various forms and shapes. These lattice types contributes to the diversity of a crystal's shape and its characteristics. In Star Wars, the Jedi use special crystals called Kyber to power their lightsabers. Kyber is a crystal that is specially bonded with the Force itself. For generations, the planet Ilum was the main source of Jedi Kyber crystals. Ilum was no longer an option once the Empire seized destroyed the planet. In Star Wars, planets die or face a system-wide calamity all the time. Although Kyber crystals form on other planets, the Jedi constant reliance on Ilum for the majority of Kyber crystals is a bad idea. I say this because there was a time that both Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker did not have a Kyber crystal to complete their lightsabers. How to create a lightsaber was known, but a readily available power source was lost to the galaxy post-Order 66. Obi-Wan Kenobi once said that the strength of a Jedi flows from the Force. My thinking is that a Jedi should be able to use the Force to create a crystal from nature through the process of my newly created Force ability called conjuescence. While immersed in the Force, a Jedi enters a state of deep meditation. Simultaneously, a Force user will focus their consciousness, physical, internal energy, and tune into the life essence of whichever planet that they are on, to conjure a truly unique and individual type of Force-sensitive Kyber crystal. For example, the outer rim planet Yavin 4 is a jungle-covered moon in orbit around the red gas giant planet Yavin Prime. On this planet, a special type of grenade fungi exists that yields a respectable size explosion. Yavin is also home to Masashi trees. These trees are massive in size and have a thick purple bark. A Jedi that creates a crystal from the planet Yavin using conjuescence could create a Kyber crystal that would offer some form of concussion force with the ability to draw photosynthesis energy from nature, the sun, due to the Masashi tree. Basically, a Yavin-type crystal would generate a power source that has explosive abilities with the capacity to draw power from the sun. With such a vast number of planets in the Star Wars galaxy, and with such diversity in nature, why can't some new and truly unique crystals before formed? If you were able to create new Kyber crystals from a planet, which one would you choose? What would its abilities